This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good morning, my Real News Media TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a great day. And in the news this morning for January 8, 2023, man shot in buttocks and the penis grazed by bullets. Police are probing a bizarre shooting in which a man was allegedly shot in the buttocks and his penis was grazed by a bullet. The weird incident occurred along a gully on Sandy Park Road in St. Andrews Saturday afternoon. The police said about 3:10 p.m., the 26-year-old man, who is a resident of the area, was among a group of men playing a game of cards when he felt the urge to urinate. The police said that while relieving himself, the injured man heard several loud explosions and simultaneously felt a burning sensation on his right buttock. He reportedly returned to where he was playing cards, after which he observed the blood coming from his rear. He was assisted by a friend to the University Hospital of the West Indies, where he was treated for a gunshot wound received to his right buttock and a graze to his penis. The matter was reported to the police after the man left the hospital. Man shot dead in Painland. Up to late Saturday evening, police said they had not identified a motive for Saturday morning's killing of a man on Delacree Lane in Painland, Kingston 11. Dead is 27-year-old Shaquille Gallimore, who goes by the aliases Jamar and Jagger. He was shot multiple times at his home. Police said around 5:05 a.m., residents reportedly heard several loud explosions sounding like gunfire. The residents made checks and stumbled upon the now deceased lying on the ground, suffering from what appears to be gunshot wounds to his upper body. The police were alerted, but residents hurriedly assisted Gallimore to the Kingston Public Hospital, where he later succumbed to his injuries while undergoing treatment. He was pronounced dead shortly after 6 a.m., and the body was taken to the morgue. The police found 8 spent shells while processing the murder scene. Clarendon man charged with assault after allegedly attacking relative. A man has been charged with 2 counts of assault at common law after he allegedly attacked a relative at his home in Chapelton, Clarendon on Thursday, December 15, 2022. Charged is 26-year-old Jason Hamilton. Reports from the Chapelton police are that about 3 p.m., the police were summoned after Hamilton allegedly used a machete to chop a relative. On arrival of the police, Hamilton was reportedly found armed with a hammer and other cutting implements. It is reported that a confrontation ensued between Hamilton and the lawmen, during which he was shot and injured. Hamilton was transported to the hospital, where he was admitted under police guard. On Friday, January 6, Hamilton was charged. Trauma hits a family of slain Cookshop operator and a PNP supporter. December will no longer represent a month of celebration as it once did for the family of 78-year-old Lesmore Williams. Williams, who was the operator of a cookshop and the manager of a car park in downtown Montego Bay, was shot in the head by a gunman in broad daylight on December 29. He was later pronounced dead at the Cornwall Regional Hospital. According to the deceased man's son Winston, the shooting death of his father has traumatized the family, especially his older sister, who was celebrating her birthday. He told the news that their father, whom he described as a God-fearing man and a proud supporter of the People's National Party, did not deserve to die in that manner. This has been more than rough. It happened on his eldest daughter's birthday, so that is going to be a lifetime reminder. And no one in the family was looking for or expecting it. We had expected him to die of old age, not to be taken out like this, Winston told the news. Everyone's been trying to cope, but some days we cry about it. We all feel like we have a hole in our hearts because everyone's broken by this, he added. Further explaining that they too celebrated their birthdays in December, Winston fondly reminisced on the last moments he shared with his father. He said that he flew to Jamaica for his father's 78th birthday on December 11. His father's excitement, having realized that he had made the trip, has been constantly replaying in his mind, Winston told the news. I found out from him where he would be for his birthday, which was church, and I told him that's the best place to be. So when I went down, I just went straight to the church, and I sat in the row behind him. Then I touched him on his shoulder. When he looked around and he saw that it was me, he took a second look to make sure that he wasn't dreaming. And then he was like, "Wait, what are you doing here?" Then he was like, "Whoa, you tricked me." And he hugged me. So I had to slump forward, Winston said. He continued, "He held me in that position for about 2 hours. And as uncomfortable as it was, I just said that I am not even moving because I could see that he was happy. And that's all that mattered." I spent some time with him, and when I was leaving, he hugged me just the same. When his arm came around me, it was like he didn't even want to let go, and I had no idea that would have been the last time I'd be hugging him, he added, his voice filled with grief. Noting that the elderly man shared loving relationships with his 3 children, Winston said that their family had developed routines to catch up with each other on the weekends, as both he and his older sister had been living overseas. This was something his father looked forward to, as they got the chance to spend quality time while being physically away, Winston told the news. It got to the point where he dedicated Saturdays to calling my sister and the Sundays to calling me. He really enjoyed our time on Sundays because we would talk about work and we would talk also about the Bible and church. We also sang together and we would pray. He used to tell me that he really appreciated the fact that we could just sit down and just talk about God and the Bible, said Winston. The fond memories shared with his father, however, are now clouded by his gruesome December 29 murder. Winston said that nothing could have prepared him for the heartbreaking call he received from Jamaica. "I was at home prepping for work and my little sister that's in Jamaica called me to say she heard that Pops got shot at the shop, but she hasn't confirmed it yet. She said that she was calling someone and she was going down there to see," said Winston. Frightened by the news, Winston said he immediately made contact with an associate who was working in the car park. He said that was when he learned that his father had succumbed to his injuries. "I remember just falling to my knees bawling, and I believe for the first 3 days I couldn't talk about him without breaking down," he told the news. As for his older sister, whose father was tragically taken away on her birthday, Winston said she is coping as best as she can. "We do have each other to lean on, and that's the most that there is. We're just trying to be there for each other and encourage and strengthen each other. Because even now, she hasn't opened one of her birthday presents," he said. Clergyman welcomes call for church to provide mental health support. At least one religious leader is welcoming calls from the government for the church to provide greater support to people with mental health issues. Father Kingsley Asphalt, pastor of Holy Cross Catholic Church in Halfway Tree, St. Andrew, while receptive of the call, says he hopes it's not a knee-jerk reaction by the government. Father Asphalt says that the church has always been helping people and will be ensuring that it ramps up its efforts to assist the people in coping with life's challenges. He suggested churches could set up counseling sessions because a lot of people just need somebody to listen to them. He added that this could be beneficial since the society has become more aggressive due to the long period of lockdown during the COVID-19 pandemic.
The church has always been helping people, looking after people, body and soul. What can the churches do in the interim? Well, they can continue to beef up their counseling sessions, set up committees to look at individuals, because people are always looking for somebody to talk to. Churches can open their doors for persons to come. I'm probably thinking right now that I could ask even 5 persons from my own congregation to make themselves available so persons can call and just listen. A lot of people need somebody to listen to them. We've been locked down for so long. Persons have got more aggressive. Society has got more aggressive. It sounds practical. It's doable. It's workable. But there has to be careful selection of churches, because the government's call, churches have, have to be careful, because what's going to be the modus operandi, for all of this? Are we going to be guided, or are we going to be left just to do our own thing? And the churches have to be careful how they interpret somebody who comes in to see them concerning mental health. They have to be careful. It's going to be a very delicate issue. We have to be careful how we're dealing with people's life. We're dealing with people, how they think, how they feel, how they behave, because sadly enough, we can destroy persons in the process.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.